WEAR News, the morning current on WFGX.
Welcome to the Morning Current, 7 a.m. We're glad to have you with us. I'm Laura Hussey.
And I'm Jared Willits. Let's get right to it. Another deadly shooting under investigation this morning.
It happened shortly before 11 last night at the Quality Inn on Pensacola Boulevard in Car City. Now, the Escambia County Sheriff's Office is telling us somebody at the hotel heard a gunshot.
They looked outside, saw a man lying face down on the ground. Investigators say there are no reports of any disturbance that might have led up to the gunshot, and no word on any suspects. When we find out more about this, we'll let you know. 2
people are in the hospital this morning after a motorcycle crash in Escambia County.
County says it happened about 9:30 I-110 in south of Brant Lane. We were there pretty quickly as first responders worked on that crash. What we know, 2 adult patients were taken to the hospital. We reached out to FHP to find out more. When they get back to us, we'll get back to you.
A minute after 7 o'clock, and our weekend weather picture is looking a little bit mixed. You might have had your house, some excitement earlier this morning. Brooke, we had some big showers here in West Pensacola. What can we expect?
It's looking much better now. We did have some very heavy rain earlier. We're still looking at some chances of some showers, thunderstorms through the afternoon, but at least for the morning commute, it is calming down a bit. Still some rain, but it's not that heavy rain that impacts your visibility. Right now, what we're seeing over our Okaloosa Island camera, some clouds. You do still have light rainfall going to be moving through now Walton County, so just moving out of our area. Look at all that heavy rain to the south. That's what we were dealing with. So this is about what's left over. We do have some showers moving through Destin, but it is very, very light compared to what we saw earlier. Heading into your afternoon, we are going to be looking at temperatures still heating up, but it's going to be below heat advisory levels. Still going to feel hot though, very steamy. It's going to be feeling like those upper 90s to those triple digits, anywhere between 76 and about 80 degrees with very high humidity, and that is also going to help feed those thunderstorms this afternoon. Winds are fairly calm to about 5 miles an hour. It is going to be a calm wind day. You will be looking at your rain chances popping in as you head into your afternoon, so showers, thunderstorms. Rain chances will continue as you head into your Saturday and Sunday as well, so still looking at an unsettled pattern.
It is 7:02. This is a live shot of Pensacola Bay Bridge, Gulf Breeze side, getting onto the bridge there. Speaking of Gulf Breeze, we have a crash, a patrol car crash apparently at Shoreline Drive. There is not a roadblock, but be aware if it's part of your morning drive.
So hot this week, temperatures hovering in the 90s, that heat index well into the triple digits, and a lot of people are cranking up the air even more than usual.
Could put something of a strain on the grid. Aria Circa here to tell us how FPL is dealing with it all.
Good morning. FPL says it's always planning for extreme temperatures, whether it be very hot or very cold. The utility has multiple resources available to keep power flowing even during periods of peak demand. For places like Seville Quarter, the air conditioners stay on around the clock, meaning the cost doubles over $30,000 a month during the summer.
Well, it's making sure that our distribution system is built to able to handle additional power, which it is, and then also making sure that we've got enough generation in reserve to be able to turn on either additional power plants, additional units or things to generate more power than we might need on a typical day.
So our maintenance crew is working a lot harder right now. We have 14 ACs on the top of the main complex and 2 really big monsters over in Phineas Foggs, and so they're running 24/7.
Seville tries to manage energy use the best they can, but want to make sure their customers stay safe and comfortable. Williams says they keep the rooms that are not open during the day on 78 degrees, but with these high temperatures, the AC is still always running. While FPL says the grid is ready for the heat, it also encourages customers to do their part by reducing energy use when possible. Laura, Jared.
Florida's Attorney General James Uthmeier is now launching a state investigation into Dr. Anthony Fauci.
The man who spearheaded the COVID response was technically the head of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases under the Biden administration.
As you know, he was subpoenaed to testify in a Senate hearing this week about his guidance during the pandemic. He invoked his Fifth Amendment right to stay quiet during the hearing 111 times.
Well, now Florida Attorney General James Uthmeier's office says they will be investigating Fauci. Uthmeier's office sent us a statement saying in part, quote, "Our inquiry will focus on what Fauci knew, when he knew it, and how he misled the American people." That announcement getting some mixed reviews.
I stand with the decisions that Dr. Fauci made during that time. We lost millions of lives during the pandemic through failed leadership, and Dr. Fauci was one of the individuals who stepped up to try to navigate us through such a pandemic.
So to me, Dr. Fauci, he ended up doing this tremendous, just unheard of, unparalleled experiment on unwilling patients. There were thousands of physicians, who were wrongfully accused of, you're not following the science. Well, now I'd like Dr. Fauci to answer the music. I'd like him to face the music.
Uthmeier has not specified what Florida law Fauci may have violated. He has not been charged with any crimes.
Nearly 150 people commenting on our socials. We'll start with Paul. Good, because Dr. Death needs to face justice for what he has done.
From Jenny, COVID was 6 years ago. Go after child traffickers, rapists, murderers, heavy-duty drug dealers, not a doctor who gave 50 years of his life to public service.
And Lynn says, LOL, and then what? What will it change? Will it bring back all those who died from COVID? There are other things we should be launching investigations into. This isn't one of them by a long shot.
Love to know what you think. Do you agree with Uthmeier's investigation into Dr. Anthony Fauci? Vote yes or no. We'll share the results right here Monday morning.
All right, let's talk back to school. Escambia County students will be heading back to class on August 12th. In Santa Rosa County, August 10th, and Okaloosa County's start date is August 11th.
A number of events in Northwest Florida getting ready for the new school year, so here we go.
The Cantonment Improvement Committee and Ascend Performance Materials have teamed up. They're doing a back-to-school bash that will be tomorrow starting at 12:30 p.m. That's being held at 208 Webb Street in Cantonment. They'll be giving out backpacks, school supplies, and food. Children must be present to receive backpacks.
Free Will Ministries also hosting a back-to-school event tomorrow. It starts at 9, goes to noon at their grass lot on Michigan Avenue in Pensacola. They'll have free school supplies, groceries, other resources, and some entertainments.
And today, Jubilee Church is doing a free back-to-school backpack giveaway. That one is coming up at 6 this evening until 8 at the church on North W Street. Families will receive backpacks filled with school supplies, free food, haircuts. There will also be children's activities. It's open to the public.
And don't forget, you can save some money buying school supplies. The back-to-school sales tax holiday is going on through the 20th of this month. Next month.
Get your pictures in now. I know, I feel like we're in August already. Same. August 20th is the end on that, and right now is the time to chime in with your photos and videos. Use the Chime In tab on the website or the mobile and look for the morning news section.
On the way, a crisis at the border, but not our border. Thousands of people crossing into Spain from Morocco. In Spain, in the span of just one day.
Incredible video coming out of Spain. And we also have a historic sentencing as a father faces more than a decade in prison for the actions of his son. The sentencing of Colin Gray.
My cup is almost empty, but the last sip just as good as the first.
Absolutely. Happy Friday. Let's take our coffee break, everybody.
Let's do that.
Spain and Morocco are halting mass border crossings after 49,000 people arrived by sea and land in one single day. At least 19 people were found dead in the water.
Police were seen using water cannons to push people back into the Spanish enclave of Ceuta. Burned out cars and buses could be seen after clashes with the crowds.
Ceuta and Melilla are both Spanish autonomous cities in northern Morocco. They share the European Union's only land borders with Africa, and periodically they do see surges of attempted border crossings, but nearly 50,000 people, that is unprecedented.
Spain says there just weren't enough police officers there to stop the surge. The Moroccan town of Funac also saw migrants crossing. Both countries work to reinforce some fencing. Spain says they're working to expel anyone who entered their country illegally.
At least 4 people are dead after an avalanche in Pakistan that left 10 climbers missing, including an American.
Happened midday yesterday on the mountain range. Search and rescue operations continue in a remote, very difficult area. 4 bodies found, not recovered and not identified.
The Alpine Club of Pakistan says American Mallory Geis is on that team. The rest included 5 Nepalese mountaineers and climbers from Oman, Pakistan, and China.
Included in the count, Nepalese and British mountaineer Nirmal Purja holds the record for the fastest ascent to the world's 14 highest mountains, featured in a Netflix documentary called 14 Peaks.
The death toll in Japan now stands at 34 after that devastating earthquake.
The 7.1 quake hit Tuesday. Damage destroyed homes, triggered a collapse and an explosion at a mall. Not clear how many people are still listed as missing.
We know dozens were injured, and this morning there are more than 79,000 homes without water. 3,500 homes don't have electricity, and there are at least 9,000 people who are displaced. Search and rescue operations continue as you wake up.
Nolan Wells' official state autopsy is now finished as the investigation into his death is continuing.
The Mississippi State Medical Examiner's Office, the report, the details of it are not yet public. Once the full investigation is complete, the autopsy as well as other findings will be presented to a grand jury.
Then they'll decide if what happened involved a crime. The 18-year-old vanished on the 4th of July boat trip with friends to a small island 10 miles offshore. His friends returned to shore, saying Wells chose to stay behind on the island.
Wells' family says they believe something else happened to him. His body was found several days later. His family commissioned a private autopsy. In that autopsy, the manner of death was undetermined.
The father of a teenager sentenced to life in prison for a deadly Georgia school shooting is also headed to prison.
Yesterday, Colin Gray was sentenced to 15 years on several charges, including second-degree murder and manslaughter. The sentence came down one day after his son Colt Gray was sentenced to life without parole.
The then 14-year-old killed 2 students and 2 teachers in September of 24, injuring others. Prosecutors say Colin Gray failed to get his son help despite his obvious obsession with mass shootings.
And they say instead the senior Gray bought his son the rifle used in the shooting as a Christmas gift.
A hair found inside Nancy Guthrie's home in the middle of the investigation into her disappearance apparently doesn't point anywhere.
Yeah, Pima County Sheriff Chris Nano said yesterday that hair was tested. Basically, it came back with nothing. Investigators believe the 84-year-old mother of Today's Show host Savannah Guthrie was taken from her home against her will on February 1st.
Now that just leaves a mixed sample of DNA found in her home as the only known piece of biological evidence. They say it's a mix of as many as 4 people.
That sample right now is being analyzed at not just one but multiple labs around the country, including one here in Florida. And this all comes days after Savannah Guthrie once again made an online plea asking the suspects to tell the family where to find Nancy.
Let's go to Colorado. A lot of people had to evacuate flooding.
Yes, some who had to evacuate earlier this month because of the Aspen Acres fire were allowed to finally come back, only to evacuate again days later.
In some areas, burn scars from the fire got hit with heavy rain this week, and that led, of course, to flash flooding. And in parts of the West Coast, they're dealing with dangerous high surf, rip currents, and the ongoing threat of coastal flooding.
And that's not all. Southern California also sweltering under what's described as unusually long heat wave. The Golden State, one of many in the western U.S. that is dealing with a strong heat dome this weekend. About 40 million people under heat alerts, and at least 12 states could see new record high temperatures.
All right, somebody else in Florida won that Mega Millions jackpot. but there's another chance at a big prize.
If you're into, playing, taking your chances, the Powerball is now worth $707 million. That makes the cash option about $309.7 million.
All right, the next drawing is tomorrow night. The last time somebody won the Powerball was back in early May. We'll have the winning numbers for you on WEAR News at 10 o'clock. Let's go to Maine.
What a beautiful sunrise over Northeast Harbor in Maine, described as the gateway to the Acadia National Park. Goodness gracious, I think they've got calm waters and a very pretty morning going on there.
No kidding.
Yeah, it's looking gorgeous over there. We had our fair share of some thunderstorms this morning, but things are looking quite nice now. We do have some beautiful weather that we are tracking now. We will still be watching for some showers and thunderstorms as we head into your afternoon. So make sure you are prepared for the chance of some wet weather. We're going to be seeing this not just today, lasting into the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. So we do have a bit higher of a rain chance for you moving forward. Let's take a look at your radar because right now it's fairly calm. We did have a lot of rain not too long ago. So this is about what we're left with. It is going to be in Walton County. So outside of our area close to Freeport, you can see you do have a lot of heavy rain to the south. Heading into the rest of our day, we're going to be looking at more scattered showers and thunderstorms. Popping up around the afternoon, we will see some rain. That rain chance will be around through those afternoon and early evening hours. Rain chances could stay high into some of those nighttime hours as well, 10 to about 11 p.m. Still looking at some rain. Rain is going to be the case for Saturday, but just like what we're seeing right now, you'll have waves of heavy rainfall, and then a bit of a break, then more rain. So it's not going to be raining the entire day on Saturday. You're just going to want to watch out for some of those pop-up thunderstorms. Head indoors as soon as you start to see that storm coming your way. Now you do have that rain continuing into your Sunday. Our rain chances staying high. Going into later Sunday, we should see things clearing out, and then we will be looking at temperatures really affected by this weather. 70s and 80s right now. We're actually a little bit cooler than what we were seeing yesterday, anywhere between 2 and about 5 degrees lower. So already seeing a change out there. Temperatures will top out in the upper 80s, low 90s for your highs, but with the humidity, it's going to feel a little bit warmer, just not at heat advisory levels. So 89, 90, it's going to feel more like 100 to 99. You'll see this into the evening. As you have that rain coming in, that should help to cool us off, but it still could reach up to 99 to about 103 at the most. Still very hot, still dangerously hot, just not at that heat advisory level. So that's why that has dropped out of the area. So just stay safe in that heat and also look out for those thunderstorms that will bring you relief from that heat. Let's talk about the tropics now because we are in hurricane season. Things are looking quiet. We're not expecting any tropical activity over the next 7 days. It is a good reminder. We are starting to get into those more active months, August, September. So just make sure you are watching as we get into those couple of months. Let's take a look at your week ahead. You can see we do have your rain chances staying high as you head into the weekend, 70 to 90% chance of rain. Temperatures are going to stay hot, but not quite as hot as we had. We'll be seeing upper 80s, low 90s, feeling more like 100, up to about a 103. Our rain chances will stay around through next week.
It's 7:20 as we take a look outside with a live shot of the interstate near Fairfield Drive. We have a number of concerns for you this morning.
There is a vehicle crash with partial roadblock in Pensacola. That one is New Warrington Road at Twin Oaks Drive.
And from Gulf Breeze, a patrol car crash at Shoreline Drive near the Gulf Winds Credit Union. No roadblock, but keep that in mind.
And another one for you to watch out for in Navarre for a second time this week. Navarre Parkway right there at the causeway, basically the beach intersection. That traffic light is out, so please be careful, especially this busy time of morning.
Now, the rescuer needs rescuing. A spacecraft, a robot sent to fix that falling telescope. Now it's its own problem, just spinning out of control. What's NASA going to do about this? We'll see.
The mission to save a telescope from burning up in the Earth's atmosphere is not going well.
Proving again that space is hard. You may remember we talked about this. July 3rd, Catalyst Space launched the Link spacecraft. It's a robot, has robotic arms. They hoped would push the Neil Gehrels Swift Observatory telescope back into a proper orbit.
Yeah, that telescope has been sinking out of orbit at risk of burning up in the atmosphere. Now Catalyst says Link experienced issues with altitude control.
It's causing the spacecraft to spin out of control, which is causing communication to become sporadic. So they apparently 2 of Link's 3 reaction wheels, like whatever robot fancy stuff that is, they are now not really working, and they control the orientation.
There we go.
So that's bad.
Some other functionality that is critical for precise movements, which they'll need if they're going to catch that telescope, aren't working either.
Yeah, so,
yeah, they're not going to give up. Catalyst is working to stabilize the spacecraft, and once the spinning stops, they're going to update systems and regroup.
NASA says all of the major systems on the rescue craft are working fine. This is a $30 million mission, but experts say it's worth it because the Swift telescope monitors for gamma ray bursts, which are the most powerful explosions in the universe.
NASA uses all the data to study black holes, stars, comets. It was supposed to be in service for only 2 years, but it's lasted more than 20, so there you go.
Well, there's that.
Is it time to meet George Jetson?
Brooke, you missed out. This was from like our childhood, but the Jetsons, back in 1962, showed us what Rosie the robot was. It was what our imagination of what a household robot would look like in the future.
That's right, but here we are in 2026.
Yeah, Tau Robotics released a new video of its humanoid robot vacuuming and cleaning a home.
Wow.
I want one.
What is that, a hat? What is going on there with its head? Like,
can we get one to show on the show, and then I'll take it home?
Yeah, sure. I'm
it's
sure
probably in the budget. Right?
Well, I mean, they could donate it for publicity because they're actually charging for this thing. But let me back up. How they work is they offer cleaning services on an invitation-only basis right now in San Francisco.
Now, they say a real person from a central location still needs to control the humanoid robot with the help of, you guessed it, artificial intelligence.
Oh, yeah.
I like how it has an outfit.
Right.
It's like I'm sorry. It says it has a lot of room for improvement, but they can complete certain tasks. They're pretty basic: vacuuming, wiping off counters. They can do that at my house.
$30 an hour.
That doesn't sound that
$30
bad.
an hour. I'm just sitting here thinking that black suit at my house would be so covered with white cat fur. They'd have to get the robot a new suit. The long-term goal here would be a humanoid robot that could eventually clean a whole home at an affordable price.
Oh, that'll be here along with the great abundance.
Oh, don't get me started.
All right. It can also pick things up from the floor. That's a little challenging still, but it's just the beginning. It'll happen.
I like the video of him walking out of the car. He just like swaggers up.
I like the video of him bending over.
He has a walk.
I think he's missing a spot, but okay.
Listen, I'll pay $30, honestly.
Well, give it time. Give it a short amount of time.
I just don't want to vacuum.
Okay.
Chime In is sponsored by Pensacola Habitat for Humanity.
Good morning, James Rogers. This would be Mr. B and the Twins.
Oh, what a cool crew in that ride. I love it.
And this one's from Ramsey. Sweet Molly posing for the camera. What a sweet puppy.
Yes, I love it. Thank you. Stay with us on the Morning Current because we've got new video of the construction on a pedestrian bridge. Say that 5 times fast. Karma's a bad dog. Anyway, this project is going well, they say, and we're finding out new details about what you can expect when it's all finished. Pedestrian. It is 7:30. We want to bring in meteorologist Brooke Richardson from the First Warning Weather Center. It's kind of a change in the weather in a big way.
Yeah, and we are going to be looking at some showers and thunderstorms to help us out a little bit with that heat. We're no longer under a heat advisory. Things have calmed down for us with that, but it's still going to be hot. We're still going to be seeing upper 90s and triple digits for heat index values, just not up to 110 like we were seeing the past couple of days. Now, we had some rain earlier. That actually helped us out a little bit with those morning temperatures. Still very humid, so you're going to feel that as you head out and about. But you can see right now your radar looks dry. We did have some showers a few moments ago. Now the only rain that we're tracking is in Walton County near Freeport. We do have your temperatures staying nice and mild this morning, 70s, 80s. It's going to heat up pretty quickly. Still going to be seeing those upper 80s and low 90s for your highs, and it will still feel warmer, but we'll have a few more of those afternoon showers and thunderstorms. It's going to help to bring those temperatures down a bit. So we do have a little relief from the heat heading your way. Our winds right now are calm to about 5 miles an hour, very light winds, and we are going to be looking at your rain chances increasing heading into your afternoon. Still an unsettled pattern heading into your weekend, so have the umbrella, the rain jacket with you heading into that weekend, as we do have a bit more of that active pattern.
7:31 now. Quick look outside at the Escambia Bay Bridge this morning. Picking up, but no problems there or anywhere this morning. Have a nice drive.
Florida's K through 12 students will come back to the classroom this year with an addition to their social studies curriculum.
All right, all public schools implementing the new lesson plan, teaching the history of communism, its negative impacts. That would include, of course, Escambia, Santa Rosa, Okaloosa. The state says the goal is to give students a better understanding of the history, considering a resurgence of communist ideology in some parts of the world,
as well as the U.S. Now, the new state standard requires middle and high school students to study how communist regimes have been linked to poverty, famine, political repression, and violence. It also requires at least 45 minutes of instruction each year on Victims of Communism Remembrance Day that falls on November 7th.
We did, of course, ask what you think about it. You answered our question, should Florida require public schools to teach the history of communism as part of the K through 12 curriculum? Here are your answers.
66% had the yes and 34% had the no.
Little progress in Gulf Shores, a little closer to completing that nifty pedestrian bridge.
Crews have been working on the $24 million project for more than a year now. Now the north and south towers are nearly finished. Next, they will build the plazas, and by fall, they say the bridge will be installed.
It'll give folks a bird's-eye view of the Intercoastal Waterway. It's being built just east of Highway 59's bridge. One unique feature, they say, the floor will be glass.
Oh my gosh, they say it's going to allow you to take in all the sights if you dare look down. The whole thing is paid for by a grant from the Alabama Department of Transportation and the City of Gulf Shores. It's going to be open 24/7 when it's finished, and they're expecting that completion by early January of 27.
All right, we're not done talking about the beautiful game. The United Soccer League, USL, looking to bring men's and women's soccer to downtown Pensacola.
You might remember last year was when the city first announced the potential partnership. Now they're investing in a feasibility study that they say will help them learn more about exactly what it would take, perhaps, to convert Blue Wahoo Stadium into a multi-use arena.
The mayor considering two companies for said study. The goal to keep the cost under $50,000, funded by the Community Maritime Park budget. It would be in line with USL teams in El Paso and Knoxville. They share space with local baseball teams.
Now, we talked to local businessman and owner of the Pensacola Blue Wahoos, Quint Studer. He says building a 5,000-person stadium from scratch can cost upwards of $110 million. He says reconfiguring an existing stadium would be a fraction of that.
From a cost perspective, I think if the cost is right, you can start showing the return on investment. Can in our power to make sure that we support Pensacola and its continued success.
Last week, men's semi-pro team for Pensacola FC brought home the national championship title, and the SEC has hosted its annual women's soccer tournament at Ashton Brossenham since 2022.
Right now, the city does not have a timeline on that feasibility study.
A lot of people sharing their thoughts on our social media, of course. Here we go. Ben says, I think a standalone would be great. Then they could also use the venue to hold soccer tournaments and high school regional games as well.
Daniel writes, find a location in the old Baptist campus footprint. Huge boost for the neighborhood, a great opportunity. Wahoo's Park is a proven winner. Leave it alone.
David says, I'd rather have an exciting sport like the WNBA with all of their drama. Soccer is as exciting as badminton.
Oh, Oh, good. Thank you for all the comments. And if you want to join the conversation, just scan the QR on your screen. And here's the question. Do you think the city of Pensacola should move forward with bringing the USL to town? We'll share the final results with you on Monday morning.
Little problem for Netflix. They're facing a $100 million lawsuit after an unreleased movie was lost. But they say they're not responsible.
And a question for you. How far does a $100,000 prize go? What two reality show winners say they are doing with that big chunk of money?
So right now, we're going to have a little sip of coffee.
Happy Friday. Let's take a coffee break. Great start to your day, as is the Morning Current. Thanks for watching.
All right, Netflix is facing a huge lawsuit over losing the master copy of an unreleased Nicolas Cage movie.
Oops.
Makes you go, how do you do that? We'll get there. It was a UK-based production company and filmmaker that filed the lawsuit. Apparently, Netflix was hand-delivered a drive with an unencrypted master copy of a movie called Fortitude.
Now, apparently Netflix was screening the movie as a potential buyer, and they were told to delete the files after they watched it.
Oh yeah, Netflix told the filmmakers a little over a week later that it was stolen. The lawsuit says the movie took 7 years to make, $45 million to make. Jeez.
As a matter of fact, they're suing for $105 million, so I guess there's some damages in there too.
Yeah.
They say studios aren't going to want to buy it now because they know it could have been leaked.
Netflix says, not our problem, because the drive was delivered without the proper industry safeguard standards in place.
I just like seeing a locked briefcase with his little thumb drive in it or whatever. It's crazy.
Yeah, they offered to monitor piracy sites for the film, and it tells the story, the movie tells the story of a secret mission in the World War II called Operation Fortitude.
It was all a
Apparently,
plan to fool the Nazis about something. It's just an interesting irony that we have a mystery plot on top of a mystery plot. But if it pops up on your computer in an unauthorized manner, it'll be the one with Nicolas Cage and Sir Ben Kingsley as well as Ron Perlman.
I'll watch for it. How about this? Winning a game show can be, maybe not, a big game changer for people's lives.
Sometimes, yeah, you get some notoriety, maybe some money, yeah.
Yeah, usually when the Love Island USA contestants leave the villa, they follow the same path. They enter newfound fame, land a bunch of brand deals, and take in cash as influencers in different content creation programs. You know, everyone becomes an influencer after this.
Yes, they do.
Now the winners get $100 grand, and the winners of the latest season, Love Island USA, spoke about what they're going to do with the money.
So Bryce Alakai and Trinity Tatum say they're using the prize money practically. Tatum says her share will go toward her student loans, and if there's any left over, she may go on a shopping spree.
How good for her. Bryce says he's also using it to pay bills and buy Trinity something nice. Ooh, maybe a ring.
Oh, by the way, let's talk inflation because it's one of my favorite topics, y'all. That prize won't go as far as it once did. The winners of Love Island USA Season 1 also took home $100 grand, but that was in 2019. In today's money, yeah, that would be more like $130,000 if you were to win it today. So essentially, these two, Trinity and Bryce, were pretty much underpaid.
They should increase the prize money.
Yeah, they sure should.
Well, you know, they've got the fame, a little bit of fortune, and if they work it right with a good agent, they can make some cash.
But you know, social media, they're probably making decent money, even the people that don't win.
All right, I'm gonna have you know, AJ just told me a joke in my ear that I cannot share with you guys. Oh, no. It was about inflation. Check out these stories and more at WEAR's YouTube channel. We got the top local and national news. Check us out anytime. Search WEAR News on YouTube.
Right out of the movies, you heard about OpenAI's rogue chatbot that broke into other systems all by itself. Now, Anthropic says some of its systems did the very same thing. What does this all mean? In a minute. Here we go. AI company Anthropic now says its models hacked into 3 other organizations during testing.
They say they've launched a large-scale security review as a result, and they say they discovered 3 incidents in more than 141,000 tests.
Now, the hacks date back to April, involved 2 Claude models and an internal research test model.
The company says that these models were able to hack these companies using very basic methods like exploiting weak passwords. Now, they say they've already contacted the companies that were affected, and Anthropic says they launched this whole audit in response to the other incident. Remember OpenAI's disclosure this week that one of its AI bots escaped containment during security tests.
It accessed the internet and hacked into another AI company's system. Now, this week, OpenAI CEO Sam Altman told reporters it's possible other breaches have happened. The experts say all this highlights the need for a stronger AI defensive engineering program.
Meanwhile, the program in and of itself keeps pushing forward. Now, a county in Texas is considering using AI-equipped surveillance cameras to monitor inmates.
Here we go. Harris County requested information from companies that make AI-enabled cameras. They say the cameras could monitor inmates in real time, identify potential threats, alert staff to medical emergencies, other situations requiring immediate attention.
They also say potentially it could reconstruct an inmate's movements throughout the day. Now, this does come after years of criticism over inmate deaths.
Cook County, Illinois, considering the same technology. Critics there voiced concern for false positive alerts and privacy violations. Other states and governments use AI in jails for phone call monitoring, security risk classifications.
Interesting.
Movie?
A quote from a movie. I don't know, because the last one was so terrifying it still lives in my mind. He was giving quotes from The Shining. But yeah, sure, hit us.
Skynet is the virus.
Okay, we'll accept that one. Accept that one. In the meantime, though, let's talk about our Friday and our weekend. A lot of people kind of watching. We got bands on the Bayou tonight, for example, watching their plans for potential weather and
Yeah, looking at some showers and thunderstorms. What movie is that from? That's going to bother
Terminator.
Terminator.
Skynet, Skynet went active, and they said, okay, a virus has gotten to Skynet. And John Connor figured out, no, Skynet is the virus.
Okay, well.
And then it decided to destroy mankind.
Now I'm not going to have to wonder. I don't know if I've ever seen Terminator. Maybe it's a good day to see Terminator, though, because we are going to be seeing some wet weather. So maybe more of a movie type weekend. We'll have some showers and thunderstorms heading into both Saturday and Sunday. Right now we are going to be looking at some calm weather, but we had some showers, thunderstorms earlier. It was quite heavy in some spots with frequent lightning. Look at that. You do have some rain to the south. We will be looking at just a few very light sprinkles now, but as you head into your afternoon, showers and thunderstorms. So just watch the weather if you have those outdoor plans. We are going to be watching at least some rain around. Doesn't mean it's going to rain all day, so there's a chance that it could break apart just in time for your activity that you're heading out for, but you can see we will have those showers and thunderstorms scattered around throughout the afternoon and evening. So we will be watching for that rain chance. Hopefully it does clear out for your plans. We will still be watching for your rain chance continuing Saturday and Sunday. A similar pattern where you'll have some heavy rain followed by some clouds and then heavy rain again. This is good news for the heat. If you have not been enjoying those temperatures quite hot, and I don't think anybody is, temperatures are going to be a little more bearable. We're going to get close to average. It's going to feel more like normal July. We'll still get hot, but it's not going to be at that 110, 115 degree level. And that's all thanks to these pop-up showers, thunderstorms that we will have as we go through our weekend, both Saturday and Sunday as well. You'll notice today we do not have a heat advisory. That's because we already had some rain-cooled air this morning. 70s and 80s. This is a little bit cooler than yesterday. Yesterday we were a good 2 to even 5 degrees warmer. So we are looking at temperatures a little bit lower this morning. We'll still heat up, getting into those upper 80s, low 90s, but it is going to be that rain-cooled air in the afternoon that keeps us below heat advisory levels. Heat index values are still going to be a factor today, so don't think it's going to be feeling a significant cool down, but it will feel better. Those upper 90s, 100 degree, low 100 degree heat index values will feel different than 110. So that's about as high as you'll get, and again, you'll have some showers moving through to help keep keep that down. We'll see this going into your Saturday as well. So again, rain is certainly helping us out with the heat. Let's talk about the tropics now. Quick look at the tropics. Things are looking nice and calm. We're not expecting any tropical activity over the next 7 days. Rain chances are just going to stay high as we head into your weekend, 70 to about 90% chance of rain. We'll have your temperatures upper 80s and low 90s. It is going to feel much warmer than that, but it's going to be below our heat advisory levels.
Keeping an eye on that Friday morning drive, looking live down Pensacola Beach. Light traffic on Via de Luna. Please be careful if you're headed out, though. We got all that off and on stuff with the wet roads, perhaps where you are.
Today is National Mutt Day.
Oh.
It's a holiday worth celebrating not once, but twice a year.
Dun, 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 dun. Well, Brooke just told me it's Shark Week. Yeah. Guess what they just spotted on the Okaloosa Island Pier Cam, y'all?
Let me guess.
Dun, 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 dun. Look! Wow. Look at right there. Remora hanging on. How about is that? Oh, my gosh. Thanks to our own Brent Carney, our weekend anchor, who's hanging out in the control room right now for making sure that we were able to capture this.
Look how smooth that is.
That looks like a bull shark.
He doesn't look like he's up to anything at all, does he? See,
No.
Brooke can identify what kind he is and everything.
He looks full. He doesn't look like he wants to eat anything.
Well, you are a amateur sharkologist, right?
Yeah, you know, you see him enough times, you're like, okay.
All right,
He's
let's
not
go
hungry at
to
all.
friendlier, cuddly animals, shall we?
Well, sharks are puppies of the sea.
Okay, fine then.
You're killing me. It's National Mutt Day is what we're trying to talk about. A mutt, I guess technically is just more than one bloodline, right? Any kind of mixed breed.
A little bit of this, a
So
little bit of that.
Daisy
yeah.
Chance would qualify because she's a Chihuahua with a little bit of terrier mixed in. She's a mutt. If you don't have a special mutt in your life, by the way, it is a great time to find one. I mean, is Bravo a mutt or is he pure?
Bravo's not a mutt. He is a rescue, though, but NATO's a mutt.
NATO's a mutt, and she's a good dog.
Yeah, she's
Good
a little
dog.
spotty girl. Yeah.
Anyway, Mutt Day is not once but twice a year, July 31st and December the 2nd.
It really is an opportunity to talk about the mixed breed dogs that are in shelters, and y'all, especially the mixed breeds that have a little bit of pit in them, they sometimes stay in shelters a long time when they are super good dogs. So it is a lifetime commitment. I never say take it lightly, but If you want one, today's a great day to get yourself a mutt.
Dogs are God's best creature, as far as I'm concerned.
They are smart and loyal, and they're going to love you back.
They really are.
All right.
Puppies.
Having said that,
Chime In is sponsored by Pensacola Habitat for Humanity.
good morning. Speaking of, thank you to Jay Emerson. This would be Louie and Gracie enjoying the news this
See,
morning.
look how well they're paying attention. That's how we should all watch. Very good job.
Good puppies. Okay, this one is from Kevin. Ooh, Sammy silently sunning.
Now, Brooke, you have a snake at home.
I do.
And your snake is named?
His name is Milton.
Yeah, maybe he and Sammy can be friends.
Milton is a form of king snake. They eat other snakes. I don't think that they can be friends.
And this is why you can't have friends.
He
Welcome
should
to
be
Mutual of
alone.
Omaha's Wild Kingdom. All right, they're going to play the music, and there it is. We'll be right back.
Is
Yes.
Brent still in there? Hey, Brent. Yeah. What a fun Friday, Current.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for being part of our morning family, and we hope to see you right back here, 7 o'clock Monday morning after a fabulous weekend.
We'll see you then.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, all right, buddy.
Spider-Man, brand new day. Rated PG-13. Get tickets now.
Every act of change begins with a neighbor. Inside food banks and pantries nationwide, neighbors lead the way, packing fresh food and dignity into every box. And when communities connect through the Feeding America network, small actions create lasting impact. So when that box reaches a home, it carries more than food. It carries a promise that together, we can end hunger. Feeding America, led by neighbors. Take action to end hunger now at feedingamerica.org.
Gorgeous day here in New York, and we're back with our GMA cover story. You know, looking for work is not easy. And now there's a new phenomenon called doom jobbing that can add to the stress. Elizabeth Schulze is back to explain. Hey, Elizabeth.
Hey, George. This is a strategy that resonates with a lot of people on the hunt for a job right now, spending hours on job hiring platforms, endlessly scrolling through postings and getting overwhelmed. We do have some tips for how to avoid this doom jobbing cycle.
We need a break. An entire day with no phones, no screens, no internet.
Move over doom scrolling and say hello to doom jobbing.
It's a full-time job.
People like Sydney Howell spending endless hours scrolling through job postings online.
I just couldn't stop thinking about how there'd be a missed opportunity and someone else would get to it first.
The recent college graduate says she applied to hundreds of jobs, at one point forcing herself to set a timer on her LinkedIn app after spending too much time online.
I'm sure it was in the hundreds. I mean, especially when you're on one of those social media type job sites, some of them have what they call easy apply, where, I mean, it literally just asks, here's a resume, what's your name, your age, and you apply.
And often scanning jobs, but never actually submitting her resume.
There's so many other people out here on the internet. I can see it says over 100 applicants. Why would I be good enough to get it if all these people have applied?
The doom jobbing phenomenon is gaining traction in a challenging job market. A recent Gallup poll found 52% of American workers were watching for or actively seeking a new job, but only 28% of employees said it was a good time to find one.
Says a lot that people are scrolling for jobs almost like for social media at this point, just kind of desperately going down that rabbit hole.
Yeah, you know, the doom jobbing is just kind of this vicious cycle.
LinkedIn career expert Catherine Fisher says you should tailor your profile, resume, and cover letter for each specific job.
Mass applying is not going to help you. What is going to help you is being really strategic. You want to make sure that your skills are matching up to what the job is looking for. You have the experience. And, you know, a kicker is if you have someone in your network who can make that introduction.
Knowing someone to make an introduction can be so challenging, especially for recent graduates like Sydney. She was able to land a job as a creative director at a makeup company after about a 6-month search. She told us she really did not have connections. She would show up in person at businesses she admired, introduce herself, ask for a manager's email. In her words, literally just put yourself out there, guys.
Oh, good for her. That's very smart. Thank you, Elizabeth. Pop news time.
All right, let's do it. So we're going to begin this morning with some TV news. Hulu's latest series is off to a furious start. Furious, starring Emmy Rossum playing a rookie FBI agent taking on a female serial killer. Guys, it debuted with 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. It went to #1 on the streamer like immediately. And right now we have an exclusive look at next week's episode. Check this out.
Why did you crop just their heads? Jesus Christ. Never show anyone the whole picture if you don't have to. Never give information away for free.
Okay.
You're not a cop anymore. When you get a new piece of information on a case, you sit on it. You think about what it means, why you have it, and then you think some more.
All right, well, the first 3 episodes of Furious are streaming now on Hulu and Disney+. New episodes are dropping every Monday. People are talking
so good.
about this show. It's got a lot of buzz.
And Liz Merriweather is a part of it, who we love.
Yep, absolutely. All right, guys, speaking of summer streams, one of the most highly anticipated series of the summer is dropping next week, The Shards. Ryan Murphy's new thriller about a privileged group of 1980s prep school teens whose lives are upended by a serial killer. Wow. It's Serial Killer Friday, everybody. It premieres next Wednesday on FX. It streams on Hulu and Hulu on Disney+. And we had the star-studded cast on earlier this week. They wowed us. Kaya Gerber, Homer Gear, Hayes Warner, and many more. And guys, one more thing. If you're into mystery and history, Tom Hiddleston has a new must-see series. I'm dying to see this. It's called Pompeii Out of Time, as Tom leads a groundbreaking investigation into the final 24 hours leading up to that catastrophic Mount Vesuvius eruption. That is streaming on Disney Plus and Hulu.
I was passionate about it when I came here to talk about it.
Yeah, if you've ever been there, you can understand why. It's really a marvel to see.
It was live from Pompeii. It was so much fun.
Really cool. One more thing, if you're looking for shows for the whole family, look no further than Disney Plus. The New York Times has called Dragon Striker one of the best shows to watch this summer. Season 2 has been greenlit already for next year. Another hit, Descendants Wicked Wonderland, is at the top of the music charts, hugely popular with kids of all ages. Both of these streaming now. And something that checks all of those boxes, drama, history, fun for the whole family, is coming from ESPN. It's ESPN Jeopardy, everybody. Joe Buck, who was just here on Tuesday giving us a taste of what to expect. That show premieres today. You can watch it on Disney Plus and Hulu. We just wanted to give you some great options to beat the heat or the random rainstorm, depending on where you are. So something for everyone. Thank you, Sammy. And for the first time in WWE history, SummerSlam is taking over Minneapolis, Minnesota there for the biggest event of the summer. WWE champ Cody Rhodes even has a message about it.
Good morning, America. This is Cody Rhodes. Not sure what your weekend plans are, but I hope you will be joining us for the biggest party of the summer, night 1 and night 2 of SummerSlam. Can't wait. See you all there. Tune in.
So what really makes this event special is that the WWE is hosting 12 kids in the Make-A-Wish program. That's the most ever attending SummerSlam in nearly 40 years history. SummerSlam streams exclusively on ESPN Unlimited tomorrow and Sunday starting at 6 p.m. Eastern on both days. Options everywhere, everybody. And finally, my favorite kind of day, bring on the puppies. Come on. Tomorrow it's August 1st. So thank you so much to our friends at North Shore Animal League America. Let me have my little baby girl. So these babies are all from Memphis, Tennessee. They're all rescues. Guys, August 1st is the universal birthday for all rescue dogs and shelter dogs since their history is often unknown. So it felt only right to throw a party for all of these adorable pups who were all rescued, as I said, from Memphis, Tennessee. Wags is a 10-week-old terrier mix. I think that's yours, George. I have Tasha. She's a 4-month-old shepherd mix. She is so beautiful and such a little love bug if you are interested in a dog. Misha is also 4 months old. And Augie.
This is Augie.
I love you. Did you hear me talking about you? That's Misha. And then Augie is a 10-week-old terrier hound mix. North Shore Animal League America is celebrating with 50% off all adoption fees for all dogs over 4 months old at their Port Washington, New York Adoption Center tomorrow through August 9th. To find out more and to find a participating shelter near you, just head to animalleagueamerica.org. Happy birthday to all the rescues out there, including my Betty and my Reva. Happy birthday to all the rescues, and please consider adopting these dogs. North Shore Animal League America, we love you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Not the ring. Yeah. Oh, come on. You want all 4 of them. Somebody call in now. All right. We're gonna start with a look at the California shoreline. We're gonna talk a little bit about the rough surf conditions that are all the way up and down the coastline. We did the story earlier this morning, but we just want everyone to kind of thank you. That is so sweet. We want everybody to be aware of this because a lot of people are going to be seeking a little coolness from the heat that's going on the West Coast as well. A look at the beach forecast, even all the way on the East Coast as we get toward the weekend, because we've got a gorgeous start to the weekend, and that's anyway from the mid-Atlantic all the way into the Northeast. Still a little stormy in Florida. That's the weather around the nation. Here's what you can expect this morning. How was that? How was that? Was it good?
We're going from puppies to backpacks. It is time for the right stuff. And this morning, just in time for back to school, GMA lifestyle contributor Lori Bergamato is here with the backpacks for students of all ages. Lori B., great to see you. I love the backpack shop for back to school, by the way.
I love back to, right? I love back to school season. Well, you're going to love this. We were just talking about back to school savings. You guys, this is our pick, our budget pick for early elementary. It's from Target. It's $5. $5.
And a lot of options here.
A lot of different options. This has a really spacious 23-liter capacity, so you can fit a lot of things in here. Most preschoolers or kindergartners don't have
need that
laptops, but if you keep this backpack or you buy it for like a second grader, a lot of them are getting introduced to different kinds of Chromebooks then, so it has space for that. They're adorable prints. You could find them at Target, and for $5, it's a pretty amazing deal.
And it has some different compartments too, which is always really helpful.
Exactly. And speaking of compartments, so this is our early elementary pick. This is our splurge pick. So you guys might see a lot of these, especially in New York City. These are state bags. They are known for their premium quality. You can just feel, give it a feel.
It's almost
these
like
bags.
cushion around it.
Yes,
Talk about a disco party coming to class.
Rachel's taking that one. She's like, I'm going back to school. What's great about state bags, you guys, first of all, great capacity, a lot of organizational compartments inside. So if you have a kid that would help them, this is a great backpack for them. Also, we've talked about the designs. You're not going to find designs like this on any other backpacks. And State has a really incredible program where when you buy one, they are giving resources to their charitable foundation.
Oh, I didn't know they did that.
There's a give back component built in. We also have a special GMA discount on this one for first time buyers. So if you're new to State, great thing to try.
And you scan that QR code.
Scan the QR code, that's right. Okay, you guys have probably remembered these from when we were all in school, right? LL Bean. So as you get into the older elementary grades, durability is really gonna trump all. You really need something that you can knock around, throw on the bottom of the bus. And what we loved about these LL Bean backpacks, there's two different sizes. So the 17-liter and the 24-liter here. If you're buying for a family and you have maybe like a fourth grader and they have a little sibling, you can do one-stop shopping. They have a reinforced bottom, so if you're throwing it on the playground or on the bus, this is not going to break. LL Bean, also known for reliability and sturdiness. They also have a 1-year satisfaction guarantee. So
a whole year.
A whole year. And if it's like a zipper breaks off or something, you can bring it back. So really great purchase.
That's useful.
There. Okay, now we're moving into middle school, where the backpack becomes 50% functional and then 50% social currency, right? It's all about what you're carrying. And guys, this is what they're carrying. It's the Nike Varsity Elite. So you'll see there's so many different compartments here. And what a lot of student athletes love about this is you can fit a full-size soccer ball and basketball in these. And in addition, your books, your laptop. And on the bottom, Rebecca, if you'll do the bottom
is this where the sneakers
put
go?
The stinky shoes.
Yeah,
so your math homework doesn't need to smell like the soccer field.
Even though it probably will at the end of the day.
I know, truly. And then also on the back, you can see Rebecca was pointing out these like nice bubbly backpack cushions. This is inspired by their Air Max, the Nike Air Max. So it's really cool, but it's also really functional.
I don't know, parents. That might be a good gym bag too.
It is a great gym bag. And now we're gonna move to high school and beyond, you guys, from the North Face. This is trending on TikTok. Who knew? The North Face, trending on TikTok. It's a campus classic. This is the Jester. This is the Borealis. For every day, like academic, school, everything you need there, I would pick the Jester. If you are a student athlete, or if you're a person who's like, I go hiking, I go to camp in the summer, you need something with a little bit more toughness, the Borealis is for you.
Lori B., thank you. 1 or 2 shoulders.
She's ready to go.
2 shoulders.
2 shoulders. Stay cool. You got to shop all of these products.
Hello, mic check. 1, 2, mic check.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6.
First Morning Weather, sponsored by Pensacola State College.
Good morning. We are looking at some nice weather this morning. We did have some showers and thunderstorms earlier. We're still looking at a chance of rain, but right now your morning commute, thank goodness, looking nice. Just stay safe out there. We do have that heavy rain well to the south of us. Very, very early this morning, we did have those very heavy showers, and that's going to be a chance as we head later on into your day. You can see we did have just a few showers left over in Freeport. Those have now made their way out. Let's talk about your temperatures now, because they're going to be heating up. Still going to be hot, but we're not going to be as hot as the past couple of days. All has to do with the rain we're expecting this afternoon. So 80s right now. You'll get quickly into those upper 80s, low 90s as you go for your highs. We are looking at your winds staying calm currently, but we will be watching for your rain chance picking up heading into your afternoon.
Good morning. A deadly shooting in Pensacola shortly after 11 o'clock last night happened at the Quality Inn on Pensacola Boulevard in Car City. Sheriff's office says someone at the hotel heard the gunshot, looked outside, saw a man lying face down. No word on any suspects. 2 people in the hospital after a motorcycle wreck in Escambia County last night. They say the crash happened about 9:30 I-110 in South Brent Lane. We were there pretty quickly as first responders worked on that crash. What we know so far, the 2 adult patients were taken to the hospital. We reached out to the Florida Highway Patrol to find out more about how that may have happened. We are still waiting to hear back. When we do, we'll let you know right here and online as well. For the moment, though, we're going to take a break and then get you right back to Good Morning America.
GMA, live from New York City. Game day time. We're counting down to the Super Bowl 61. That, of course, is airing on ABC. The Atlanta Falcons open their training camp this week. ESPN's Laura Rutledge is there in Flowery Branch, Georgia. Good morning, Laura.
Good morning, and I am here with an incredible group of high schoolers that are part of the A.J. Terrell Foundation, the Falcons cornerbacks nonprofit with a mission to empower the youth of Atlanta. And now A.J. will be in great company on the gridiron, playing with his younger brother.
The Atlanta Falcons select from the bloodline, Avion Terrell, DB, Clemson.
When Avion Terrell was picked by the Falcons in this year's draft, it meant not only would the 21-year-old be playing for his hometown team,
dang, I'm really here, so it felt good. I'm blessed.
But he would be joining older brother AJ, already a star cornerback for Atlanta.
And it's intercepted, picked off by AJ Terrell.
Walk us through that first moment when you learned that you were going to be a Falcon.
Ain't no way. Falcon, ain't no way. I went right up to AJ and gave him a hug because it's just like, gonna play with my blood. Like, I can't wait. Yeah.
AJ and Avion will not only be playing on the same team, but they play the same position, cornerback.
At first, I'm like, it ain't gonna be weird. We're gonna be in the same building, you know, practicing and like, it ain't gonna be weird. It's just gonna be another day. Until that first day came, I'm like, damn, like, I'm with little bro. It's crazy, you know, being in the same meetings with my bro, talking ball. We both seeing the same thing. We get to leave work and go home and watch film.
So growing up, were you always trying to be like AJ?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I see him doing that. Of course, I want to do it, so it all worked out. With him being on the team kind of bring me back to when we first started playing in the backyard.
AJ is 6 years older than Avion. Both attended Westlake High, played for Clemson, but only now will be teammates for the first time. AJ and Avion aren't the only elite athletes in the Terrell family. Sisters Ariana and Ariel were both Division I track athletes. So who was the best athlete in the family for real?
Me. Yeah, sure. Me. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. It ain't hard. I'm the best. Man, it ain't hard.
What would your sisters say?
when it comes down to SMU. If he is the most athletic, it's because of me.
Both brothers give much of the credit for their success to their parents, Aaliyah and Ondell.
They pushed us to the max at every stage of our life. There's no secret sauce to it, man. It's just all work. Grinding.
Shout out to your parents.
Yeah.
Just being able to come back home with our parents, seeing all the work we put in, just motivated me even more. The Defensive Hustle Award. I also got Defensive MVP.
Come on, this side.
Come on over now.
So these are the Natty cleats and gloves with the pick 6 gloves and cleats. A ball thrown by Mac Jones I had picked off. This one right here, it's a A.J. Terrell Defensive Player of the Year award. Goes to Avion Terrell. So my high school had made an award after me and he won it.
AJ wants to make sure kids in his community also get the keys to success.
The AJT Foundation is just giving back to the youth, investing in them, making sure they have hope and structure to go along with whatever they want to do in life.
AJ was recently recognized for his work off the field. Last year, the Falcons nominated him for the prestigious Walter Payton Man of the Year Award. And guess who surprised him with the news?
How you doing here, bro?
I feel like no one deserves this more than you. Love you, dog.
Love you, my boy. It's just a blessing that we just in this situation. The stage don't get no bigger than where we at.
It's gonna be a movie. It's gonna be a movie. I feel like it's just gonna bring the fans out. Everybody wanna see what the Terrell brothers gonna do.
We are having so much fun out here in Atlanta this morning. We even have Aaliyah and Ondell, AJ and Avion's parents, with us. So great to have you guys. And I have a special surprise for all of y'all. AJ Terrell and his foundation are going to bring you to the first Falcons home game, September 20th, against the Carolina Panthers. What do you guys think? Guys, have a great morning. Back to you.
Thank you. That was a terrific story. Thank you so much. Coming up, our GMA Summer Concert Series, Dan and Shay going to perform live.
Young man drinks like he just turned 21.
Every act of change begins with a neighbor. Inside food banks and pantries nationwide, neighbors lead the way, packing fresh food and dignity into every box. And when communities connect through the Feeding America network, small actions create lasting impact. So when that box reaches a home, it carries more than food. It carries a promise that together we can end hunger. Feeding America, led by neighbors. Take action to end hunger now at feedingamerica.org.
When a child is fighting a critical illness, one truth touches us all. Every child deserves a childhood. A wish sparks a ripple of hope that transforms communities far and wide. And when we grant wishes together, we create a movement of kindness, strength, and unity. Become a wish maker today and be part of a journey that truly changes lives.
4 words.
Your child is sick.
It's 4 words no parent should ever hear.
But Starlight has taught us 4 other words that make all the difference.
The power of play. Happy kids heal faster. That's why Starlight Children's Foundation provides programs to hospitalized kids to deliver happiness when it matters most. Learn more at starlight.org.
You dance expensive. 12 of the world's greatest dancers will live together and compete to become a pro dancer on the next season of Dancing with the Stars. Game time, baby. I've put everything on the line for this.
This is my dream.
I want to see you fight for it.
That could be on Dancing with the Stars tomorrow. It's what I do, so effortless. Now watch me move.
We are back now on GMA with our friends Charlie and Kate Gibson from the Bookcase podcast and their favorite book so far of 2026. Take a look.
If you haven't been listening to our weekly podcast, The Bookcase with Kate and Charlie, you're probably embarrassed about missing out. After all, it's designed for every Good Morning America viewer who is a reader. And so we hope that you'll give us a try. And we want to bring you our favorite books so far for 2026.
In the category of good literature, both Dad and I thought the best of the year so far is Kin by Tayari Jones. It is a worthy inclusion in the canon of great Southern literature. Two young women who grow up as friends, both motherless, follow different paths and then reunite when tragedy brings them together again.
I feel this is the most Southern novel I've ever written, in that all the characters are what, people call every one of these people, if you met them in real life, you would say, "Ooh, he's a character." And I feel like that is a characteristic of Southern novels, but it also, the people are they're everyday people who are very metaphoric in their expression, which I also think is a Southern thing.
Kin by Tayari Jones. Could not recommend it more highly, and we believe it's going to be remembered as a classic. For nonfiction, we would pick Catch the Devil by Pamela Koloff. It talks about our legal system's reliance on jailhouse snitching through an infamous snitch in the 1980s, Paul Skalnick. He claimed he'd gotten dozens and dozens of prisoners to confess to him, and some of those people actually still sit on death row. Is that justice? Pamela reports diligently that it falls far short of anything like justice.
I think it's easy to say that it's entirely prosecutors' fault, when really I think what we should be focusing on is the apparatus. As villainous as Skalnick is, why is it that we allow this kind of testimony into courtrooms, and why do they factor so much into the most consequential cases?
Our favorite mystery is Tana French's The Keeper, and it combines the great American Western novel with rural crime in Western Ireland. The result is an atmospheric whodunit where you essentially know whodunit very early. Why?
For me, the core question in mystery is almost never whodunit. That's not the interesting part. It's why done it. It's how did we get to this point? So I don't think it really matters knowing who the bad guys are. It matters how they got there.
And then for a good beach read, there is still a lot of summer left, Just look at the cover of The Shampoo Effect by Jenny Jackson. This is a good one. A group of friends who have known each other ever since elementary school in a Massachusetts beach town have grown up.
You can kind of start to hit some speed bumps as you age alongside your old friends. You make different decisions. You get married, you get a big job, you move away, you move back home, and you think, oh, am I not doing life right? Am I doing something wrong? And so I wanted to write about the inevitable friction that comes when you're trying to grow up alongside other people.
Dad and I have had an embarrassment of riches in the authors we've talked to for the first half of the year and whose books we have loved. Ann Patchett, Elizabeth Strout, Anna Quinlan, Belle Burden, Elizabeth Berg, and the great Jessamine Ward, who released a terrific book of essays called On Witness and Respect. So we have lots more favorites, and you can find a complete list of all of our favorites on GoodMorningAmerica.com. There's got to be something in your wheelhouse if you're a reader.
For Good Morning America, I'm the father part of our podcast, Charlie Gibson.
And I'm the daughter, Kate Gibson. Happy reading.
Yes, a lot of happy reading options right there. The latest episode of The Bookcase with Kate and Charlie Gibson is available for free wherever you listen to your podcast. Sam, looking comfy over there?
I am comfortable. I do love my Charlie Gibson. We're taking it easy at the GMA Beach Club, which is what we like to do with some of our audience members as we get ready to, can I stand up is the question, as we get ready to dance and shake with our concert, our summer concert series. Kaylin, you've got the boots on. You're ready for the beach. We're doing all of this. Our sponsors at Norwegian Cruise Line, how are we doing? I don't want to get in the middle of this. Redefining the private island experience. Everyone enjoys having fun in the sun. And at the private island experience, you can kind of experience Great Stirrup Cay. You can enjoy a bold new water park and the freedom to vacation your own way. And if you're looking for adventure, there are plenty of variety shore excursions and activities to explore, including zip lining. You can snorkel, you can kayak, and more. Now, if you want an eco-adventure, you've got them on the land and the water. Now, this is great. Hi, Kennedy. How are you? Hey, this is great because if you can scan the QR code and get an exclusive GMA discount. You'll want this. It's up to $500 off select sailings on Norwegian Cruise Line. So scan that QR code. Let's get a look at the best weather. Guys, I love the Beach Club. Can we keep it? From our best local stations, ABC stations.
Early in the morning, it's the dawn of a new day. New hopes, new dreams, new ways. Good morning, America.
Well, are you ready for it? It is time now for our summer concert series.
The Grammy Award-winning country duo Dan and Shay, their new album called Young comes out on August 21st, and this morning they're performing their new single, Marry You Again. Take it away.
How are we feeling? You feeling good? If I tripped and fell, found myself in a time machine. Pick me up, drop me off, 2013. I walk back in the smoky bar. I get to working on your heart. Oh, if lightning strikes on me twice, I've been making plans, saving up, dreaming about a diamond on your hand. I get your daddy on the line. I'd ask if I could make you mine, 'cause heaven knows I need your loving all the time, 24/7, 365. I wouldn't change nothing, do it all the same. If you woke up and didn't know my name, I'd find you, I'd kiss you, I'd love you, I'd marry you again. Yeah, I'd buy some dirt, find a church, fill the front to back, cut the cake, tie some cans on a Cadillac. I know I said it all before, but you're still the one I'm looking for. 'Cause heaven knows I need your loving all the time, 24/7, 365. I wouldn't change nothing, do it all the same. If you woke up and didn't know my name, I'd find you, I'd kiss you, I'd love you, I'd marry you again. Yes, I would, baby. Yeah, I'd do it all again. Yes, I would, baby. Judging by the way you're smiling now, I can tell you like the way that sounds. Girl, I put my knee back on the ground. I'll marry you again. I'll marry you again. 'Cause heaven knows I need your loving all the time, 24/7, 365. I wouldn't change nothing, do it all the same. If you woke up and didn't know my name, I'd find you, I'd kiss you, I'd love you, I'd marry you again. Oh, I'd find you, I'd kiss you, I'd love you. Baby, I'd marry you again.
GMA's Summer Concert Series is sponsored by Norwegian Cruise Line. It's different out here.
Every act of change begins with a neighbor. Inside food banks and pantries nationwide, neighbors lead the way, packing fresh food and dignity into every box. And when communities connect through the Feeding America network, small actions create lasting impact. So when that box reaches a home, it carries more than food. It carries a promise that together we can end hunger. Feeding America, led by neighbors. Take action to end hunger now at feedingamerica.org.
When a child is fighting a critical illness, one truth touches us all. Every child deserves a childhood. A wish sparks a ripple of hope that transforms communities far and wide. And when we grant wishes together, we create a movement of kindness, strength, and unity. Become a wish maker today and be part of a journey that truly changes lives.
4 words.
Your child is sick.
It's 4 words no parent should ever hear.
But Starlight has taught us 4 other words that make all the difference.
The power of play. Happy kids heal faster. That's why Starlight Children's Foundation provides programs to hospitalized kids to deliver happiness when it matters most. Learn more at starlight.org.
We are back with our summer concert series. Multi-platinum selling superstar country duo Dan and Shay are right here, and they're going to perform their #1 hit song, Speechless. Give it up, everyone, for Dan and Shay.
You say you'll be down in 5. The smell of your perfume is floating down the stairs. You're fixing up your hair like you do. And I know that I'll be a mess the second that I see you. You won't be surprised. It happens every time. It's nothing new. It's always on a night like tonight. I think how you can read my mind. 'Cause when you look at me with those eyes, I'm speechless, staring at you standing there in that dress. What it's doing to me ain't a secret. Just watching you is all that I can do. And I'm speechless. You already know that you're my weakness. After all this time, I'm just as nervous. Every time you walk into the room, loud as you can, I'm speechless. Oh yeah. It started when you said hello. Just did something to me. And I've been in a daze ever since the day that we met. You took the breath out of my lungs, can't even fight it. And all of the words out of my mouth without even trying it. And I'm speechless, staring at you standing there in that dress. What it's doing to me ain't a secret. 'Cause watching you is all that I can do. And I'm speechless. You already know that you're my weakness. After all this time, I'm just as nervous. Every time you walk into the room, I'm speechless. Yeah, baby. It's always on a night like tonight. I think how you can read my mind. 'Cause when you look at me with those eyes, I'm speechless. You're standing there in that dress. Girl, it ain't a secret. 'Cause watching you is all that I can do. I'm speechless. You already know that you're my weakness. After all this time, I'm just as nervous. Every time you walk into the room, give it to me. I'm speechless. Oh, you know it, baby.
Of change begins with a neighbor. Inside food banks and pantries nationwide, neighbors lead the way, packing fresh food and dignity into every box. And when communities connect through the Feeding America network, small actions create lasting impact. So when that box reaches a home, it carries more than food. It carries a promise that together we can end hunger. Feeding America, led by neighbors. Take action to end hunger now at feedingamerica.org.
When a child is fighting a critical illness, one truth touches us all. Every child deserves a childhood. A wish sparks a ripple of hope that transforms communities far and wide. And when we grant wishes together, we create a movement of kindness, strength, and unity. Become a wish maker today and be part of a journey that truly changes lives.
4 words.
Your child is sick.
It's 4 words no parent should ever hear.
But Starlight has taught us 4 other words that make all the difference.
The power of play. Happy kids heal faster. That's why Starlight Children's Foundation provides programs to hospitalized kids to deliver
Hello, mic check, 1, 2, mic check.
Hello, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
First Morning Weather, sponsored by Pensacola State College.
Good morning. We are looking at a lovely start to your day as we are taking a live look of our Okaloosa Island camera. It is looking beautiful right now. We had showers and thunderstorms earlier. Those have now moved to the south, so making for some beautiful conditions for your morning commute. Now bring the rain gear with you because you're seeing sunshine now. We'll still have some showers and thunderstorms to get through later on today. You can see things looking nice and calm across the board. Temperatures are in the 80s right now, anywhere between 81 and about 86. It's still going to be hot today, but not heat advisory hot. We're still expecting temperatures to get into those upper 80s, low 90s, feeling more like the upper 90s to triple digits. Now your winds are nice and calm right now. We will be looking at fairly light winds heading into your afternoon. Rain chances do jump up as you head into those afternoon hours, and we will have an unsettled pattern as you head into that weekend. So prepare for some wet weather as we head into the next few days. Here's a look at that week ahead. You can see your rain chances staying high as you head into your weekend.
Good morning. Extreme heat in northwest Florida has people cranking up the air conditioning, and that can put something of a strain on the power grid. Florida Power and Light says they're ready. Utility says they have multiple resources available to keep the power on.
So that's part of our planning process, is to make sure that we have enough in reserve to be able to serve our customers when it's really hot or really cold.
Florida Power and Light still encourages customers, of course, to reduce energy use whenever they can. There'll be increased law enforcement at North Florida State College campus in Niceville today. Sheriff's Office conducting a scheduled training exercise for school resource officers, training to maintain their readiness to respond in any emergency. So if you see more officers on campus than normal, don't be concerned. It is just a training exercise. We're going to take a break, and then we're off to New York City for Live with Kelly and Mark.